Hey guys, it's me, Dax Moy from Fit System Training. I'm here with a quick introduction to the 5 biggest mistakes that new coaches make. You think about this, when personal trainers first start to make the transition from being a trainer into the idea of moving across into more coaching, it's usually something along the lines of, they've been very much into the fitness side and the nutrition side, and one day something clicks in their head that, well, my clients just don't seem to be sticking to the strategies that I put in place for them. It's time for me to start looking a bit deeper. And that bit deeper normally goes into what most people would call mindset. And for them, mindset looks something along the lines of get clear on a goal, set a specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and time frame goal. In other words, set a SMART goal. And now you are suddenly miraculously no longer a trainer, you've moved to being a coach. Okay, that is the mindset of most people's transition. I'm not knocking that at all, because that's exactly how I began. Okay, I thought that on the day that I started actually setting goals with my clients and I came across SMART techniques, I thought that I was smart, right? I thought that I was making a huge difference in the lives of my clients. And in some small ways it did, right? We gained a little bit more clarity. The clients seemed to have this kind of new bit of kind of vim and vigor, and they were ready to pursue their goals a little bit more, right? So it was great. However, what I soon found was that the pursuit of the goal still ground to a halt. We just lasted a bit longer before they ground to a halt. They still lost their focus in the same way as they always had. And we still ended up with the same regressions and kind of detours and all the other problems, right? So clearly just setting a goal doesn't make the biggest difference in the life of our clients, right? So what I want to put across to you is that coaching is very different to being a goal setter. Okay, it's hugely different to being a goal setter. And there are these 5 mistakes, I think, that the coaches, the new coaches, right, the new generation of coaches are making. So mistake number 1 is focusing on the goals instead of on the person. Okay, nearly all coaches, they get myopic. As soon as you start getting into goals, it's like the client tells you they want to lose 20 pounds in the next 6 weeks or whatever, and now suddenly it's all about the goal. Okay, in your mind as a trainer, wannabe coach, you're moving across to this idea that, okay, if I can get really clear on the goal, what do I need to do? What's the training that I need to put together? What's the dietary program I need to put together? And all of the focus is on the goal. Then you start saying to the client, you do realize that you're going to have to work really hard for this, and you're going to have to pull out all the stops because the goal is so important. The goal, the goal, the goal, the goal, the goal. Okay. What about the person setting the goal? And what about this? They've always had these goals all along. They always knew that they wanted to lose 15 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever it is. And they haven't been able to get there in the past. You and people like you have always taken that, said to them, hey, you've got to get clear on this, you've got to focus on this, we've got to work hard, you've already done this, and it hasn't worked for them. So the idea here that focusing on the goal is going to get them to where they want to go is completely erroneous. It's a complete fallacy. What you've got to do is focus on the person. And focusing on the person means actually being a coach. It means digging down into the why, the big reasons why they're pursuing those goals. But not just simply saying, hey, why is that important to you? That's part of it. But digging down into the deeper meanings that goal has for them. Okay, the deeper meanings. Most coaches don't do this. And it's a little bit more than just kind of as I teach and as other trainers teach, peeling the onion. It's a bit more than that. It's a bit more than just asking why 5 times and suddenly you have the reality of a person's goal. There's a lot more to that. People's lives are quite complex. Okay, I'm sure you know this yourself. Your life is quite complex. My life is quite complex. Okay, so I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a writer, I'm a journalist, I'm a kind of, I'm an educator. I do all of these different things. There are so many facets to who I am. And if you just focus on my fitness goals and you say, here's your goal, let's go get it, you've ignored all of the other aspects of who I am that could possibly get in the way of that. You've ignored how subtle changes in one area of my life may actually have huge knock-on impact into so many other areas of my life. Okay, so my decision suddenly to go 100% elimination diet clean may have impacts in my social life in terms of people that I've already made commitments to, weddings that I'm going to go to, any number of things, like kind of the weekend, the meals that I might kind of spend with my wife, any number of things. They're all going to be affected by my decisions for myself. And some people just aren't ready for the sheer impact of one decision and about how that one decision is going to impact across the rest of their life. A good coach focuses on those things. They focus on the person. Okay, and it would actually be more correct to say a good coach focuses on the people in front of them. right? The people in front of them. I like to kind of say that we're all kind of a bit schizophrenic, right? So like I said, I'm the dad, I'm the husband, I'm the son, I'm the entrepreneur, I'm the business owner, I'm all these different people, okay? If you just try and coach one of me, you're going to throw my life, honestly, you're going to throw it out of whack in ways that you can't even begin to comprehend at this stage, right? The truly great coaches out there, they understand that when you make one change, you change life for all of the people involved, all of the people that are sitting in front of you right now. Every aspect of that person, their life is going to change in some way. They may be willing to pay the price for their physical self. They go, yes, that's exactly what I want. Maybe they're not willing to pay the price for the other selves that they currently are living. Okay, and maybe it's the other selves that are stopping them from progressing. Okay, so coaching mistake number one is focusing on the goal and not the person stroke people in front of you. So I'd like you to really think about that, kind of, you know, as this video comes to a close, think about that in terms of where you're putting most of your emphasis with your clients at the moment. Are they telling you a goal? Are you focusing on it 100% and making it all about the goal, which, to be honest, hasn't worked for them in the past and isn't about to work for them in the future? Or are you really coaching the person stroke people in front of you? And if you're not, how could you? How can you start getting to know the different aspects, the different components of who that person is? Okay, so there's your first of your 5 mistakes. I'll be back shortly with another one, and hopefully you found this useful. I'd love to hear your comments below, but you know, I'd also love to hear that if you've managed to start taking this much more integrated approach and you've been addressing the other people that your client is, then I'd really love to hear how you got on with that too. Okay, so I'll be back really, really soon. Take care.